Now, I've always been really fascinated with the early jobs that actors have before they're actors.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for a while, you worked as a cook on a
Mm-hmm.
yacht. Now, I heard that you weren't exactly the best cook when you signed up.
I didn't even know how long it took to bake a potato. I used to call the Chicago Tribune Readers Service and ask them for questions, and I made a friend there. They used to develop whole menus for me.
Yeah, last time we talked about your screen debut in Dead Heat on a Merry-Go-Round,
Mm-hmm.
and I pulled a clip, paging Mr. Ellis, paging
Uh-huh.
Mr. Ellis. It went over really well. I was just wondering, with the early films, was there ever a time that a veteran actor, a big star, took you aside, gave you advice or counsel?
I can't remember any such circumstance. Certainly directors were very helpful to me, but I can't really remember any actor giving me a direct advice. But you do learn from experience and by observation and by being in the neighborhood of people who know what they're doing. So I'm sure I got a lot of subliminal advice.
Now, there's some great action sequences in Clear and Present Danger, and you've been around that for a number of years, explosions, that type of thing. Does the anxiety level ever go down for you shooting a scene like that, or does the tension level
I
ever...
really trust those guys. So I mean, they're more anxious than I am. If they blow me up, they're in big trouble. So I pretty much leave it to them and trust them. Between the effects people and the stunt people who are responsible for the safety of the actors when they're involved, these people are real pros.
Yeah. Forrest Gump is doing really well right now, a movie about a simple character. I couldn't help but think of Regarding Henry, which is one of my favorite films that you've done. And I couldn't help but think, some of my favorite films that you've done have been non-action roles, but those films aren't always the most successful at the box office. Do you find that there's a certain segment of the population, the movie-going audience, that wants to see Harrison Ford, with the gun running around and kind of resists seeing you in a non-action role?
Yeah, I think that's quite, fair to say that there are people who are only interested in a certain genre of films. But part of the luck and the pleasure of my experience is that I've been able to draw people from one genre to another, a certain number of them. And so I've had enough luck with those kinds of films to be able to continue to do them. I haven't been boxed in by the action genre.
Harrison, I've always been fascinated at the influence parents have on their kids. Now, your dad was involved with doing commercials, doing voiceover work. What did he teach you about the business, and how involved were you when he was working in the business?
Well, it was a completely different business. He was in advertising. As a producer, he worked for an advertising agency. So his experience is far different to mine, and we rarely talk about that sort of thing. But I guess I think what's important is that my parents did encourage me to do whatever it was that I wanted to do. During the period of time when I was not successful at it, they were very supportive of me. And I'm very grateful for that.